Anyway, speaking of boundaries, the boundaries like that, where you need to know when to stop. And of course, there's boundaries on social media. This has been a conversation that has been going on in different platforms. It always makes a hot topic, even on radio. People like to talk about how much is too much.
Yes.
Well, today we're talking about social media boundaries, you know, how much you're sharing. I'm one of the people who are for let the platform be used for what it's for. If you've seen me before, or if you've seen some of the conversations and what I stand for, it's always about I keep it real. I share what I want to share because it's on my account.
Yes.
However, if you're going to be the person who photographs your food before you actually pray, I'm like, you know,
Judging.
you
Judge a little bit.
I'm not judging a little bit. However, I just think that at this point, when you share people's homes, their addresses, and you know, when you're giving out personal information, especially of other people. You see, if I want to share my own stuff on my account, that's a totally different story. I think I've addressed that before here.
Yeah.
But then if I'm going to put up my sister's child, or I'm going to put up my in-laws and stuff like that. I think those are the boundaries, and it takes a lot of tactfulness and maturity. The balance between secrecy and privacy. Yes, I have in-laws. Yes, I've got nieces and nephews, but I'm not going to put them up. So there are people who really don't know how to respect other people.
Amen.
You
Wait, no.
love to go
I
live.
am nipping
First of
above.
all,
no.
You love to go live
me
on
tell
your
you.
account of other people.
What Monique is talking about is every so often
After you high-fived.
I take stories on my Instagram,
Yes.
right? And Monique seems to feel that I don't do the
Warn
right.
A little bit
I
of,
don't want
a little bit of courtesy.
But here's the
Hey,
thing,
Monique,
I always show
Monique,
you.
I'm just about to post you up on my stories.
Then
I'm
it's
about to
not
put you up on my
authentic.
Snapchat.
She wants
Authentic
the
on your
real,
platform.
the candid.
You know what I mean? I think it's actually a problem. For real, for real. Like you could go for probably an event that's personal to people. It's an intimate, tiny baby shower. They don't want details of stuff out there. I'm like that. Like I host small. I don't like big parties and things like that. So I'm just like, guys, I love you all. Take your phones off. You know, boundaries, especially when it has to do when it has to do with other people. If it's about me, I can make that decision. But I think if it's going to be your account posting up at someone's house, look at this cute baby. I'm like, no, don't post up somebody's child on your page. Have you asked them? Have you talked to them? Are they okay with it? Because it varies. You know, there are people who may find something that you may find okay. They may not find it okay. So I feel the boundary comes when other people are involved.
Right. First, let me
Disclaimer. Plead her
defend myself, my case. Monique, any stories I've ever taken of you, I've always shown you before. Like, let me tell you, because I've had someone put some stories of me, and maybe that's like my worst angle, like the worst thing I'm doing. I always ask before.
I could be wrong.
And honestly, I always ask before. Like, I don't want you to get on your page and be surprised that I've tagged you on a story. I tend to ask before. Maybe I don't ask when I take out the camera because
So before you take out the camera, before you have the content,
but I want it to be like an
ask.
authentic.
Maybe
you know?
Lydia should
Maybe
just
you're
get a
doing
case.
something
if the
so funny
conversation,
and,
if the
so
conversation
cute.
is boundaries,
Yeah.
if the conversation is boundaries,
Those are
you
your
should
boundaries.
not even have that content in the first place.
Right.
You shouldn't be pulling it out because you can have it. You may not share it publicly or actively, but you have somebody's something.
Right.
You have somebody's child on your phone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
clearly, as far as boundaries are concerned, for me, mine are a little bit lighter. Anything that I post, especially on my page, I'm going to ask you before I do it. But Monica set a boundary, which I will respect here onwards. Before taking the Monique, can I take a selfie?
No.
You know, but you know, see, that's
Just
the
get a
thing.
case that says I'm filming you, and there's your disclaimer. You just have a case that says you're
Whichever
on
way it
camera.
goes, whichever way it goes, because,
somebody needs to feel
because
comfortable.
boundaries are relative, right? So it's that, especially if this is someone's image or likeness of their image. You could actually get into a lawsuit with stuff like that. You never know. Right? And it varies from person to person. So for me, and I'm not saying that's for everybody, there are probably people who love people posting up their children or whatever it is that they're doing.
We can agree on the boundary of children. Even my nephew, I have the cutest little nephew, but before I put anything up, I want to know how comfortable their parents feel about that, because some people are very private. They don't want to put even their children's face on Instagram. So maybe you putting it up there is going to be touchy. If it's something like someone's child where I need consent, absolutely. And again, I always ask. But anyway, that's their boundary. For me, my social media boundary is, do I look cute? If I look cute, post it up, girl. Post it up. I don't have a problem. I don't want it to look horrible. But social media-wise, like, there's not much you can put up. Or like maybe me and my man, we're having a private conversation or a private moment, and you put it up. Maybe don't put that up. Depend, like, just kind of.
It varies.
Maybe a good rule of thumb for posting on social media is when you're taking the video or when you're looking at the post, think to yourself, does this post snitch on somebody? Like, is this post like, is this something that I would want private? Is this something like, here I am filming, you know, my girl having a fight with her man, and I think it's hysterical online.
That's
it's like,
not funny.
Oh, because then you do turn into a YouTube video. But I mean, just for example, a friend of ours just posted her to our story, posted us to her stories. And it's like, those are moments that are cute and they can be fun and innocent.
Shout out to
and they're
Ayuma.
very clearly public. Yes, shout out Ayuma. They're very clearly public. But I think that line of thinking about, is this moment a public moment or is it a private moment? You know?
Anyway, it varies. What do you think? How far do your boundaries go? Let's talk about it right here on the show. You know where to be. You know what the hashtag is. It is Ebru. Let's talk. We've got more.
Yes.